Coming home to Minnesota as a hero, Ryan Dungey has fended off his challengers to take control of the standings. While defending champion Chad Reed has showed promise at times, his inconsistency has kept him from chipping away at Dungey's lead. As the season reaches the midway point, it's now or never for Reed, a re-emerging Ben Townley, and some very fast company. Today, as Dungey shoots for his first Premier Class win in his home track, we will find out if anyone in this elite group of riders can catch him before the championship is too far out of reach. Next, at the Rockstar Energy Drink, Spring Creek National. Millville, Minnesota for round 7 of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship, the Rockstar Energy Drink Spring Creek National. We've already got a spectacular first moto in the books here today. Ryan Dungey's the home track favorite when we come to Minnesota, but Kevin Windham, a fan favorite wherever we go. Returned to the series today, hole shot the first moto and led the first half. Eventually, Dungey able to overwhelm him and bring it home for another moto victory. Hello everyone, Jason Wygant joined by four-time AMA National Jeff Emming for coverage of motocross here on Speed. And Jeff, great race for Ryan Dungey in that first moto. Some other riders ups and downs in that first race today.
Well, I think you look at the ups, it's the return of Kevin Windham, who comes out, hole shots the race, leads about 17 minutes of the first moto. Really held his composure, had great speed all the way through, finished inside the top 5. That was his goal. Of course, Ryan Dungey returning home, did everything that he needed to do, looked fantastic, really exhibiting the heart and the effort of a champion. On the other side, our reigning champion, Chad Reed, he's got the down. Falls out of the moto with some sort of bike problem, not sure what that was, but just devastating to any championship hopes.
Absolutely, but remember, you got to be consistent in 2 motos in motocross. Reed has already learned that lesson, unfortunately. Here's the 4-1-1 of how we race here. 2 motos, each 30 minutes plus 2 laps in duration, and we'll total the results from both, determine an overall victory today. So let's show you how it broke down in that first moto today. Kevin Windham, welcome back to Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross hole shot.
That is how it's done, friends. Also some great starts up in there for the return of Ivan Tedesco, but not so lucky for other riders like Alessi. But on the lap 1, it was one of the fan favorites, Kevin Windham, right out front along with the hometown boy.
Dungey having some problems there going off the track. That gave Windham some breathing room. And then watch this, 2 battles at once. Dungey goes after Windham while Josh Grant goes after Short. Dungey grabs the lead. Grant would get past Short for 3rd. Then Grant would continue to move up and go after Windham for the number 2 spot.
Yeah, and there were some great battles here. The track really was what made it tough for the competitors, but you see Josh Grant working his way around the long side and the outside to get past Windham.
Down there, lap rider goes down there, holds those guys up. That allows Dungey to pull away. Meanwhile, bad news for Chad Reed. He had a neck injury of some sort. He pulls off of the moto. Disaster for last year's series champ. Meanwhile, Dungey just continues to roll. He would pull away from Grant down the stretch and win the first moto by a big margin. Ryan Dungey sure looks good here in his home state, Jeff.
He definitely does. He just did everything right that moto. The fans were just loving it. But as you look through the results here, Chad Reed, your reigning champion, will not be in Moto 2 because of this neck injury.
Absolutely. So Grant, Short, Townley, Windham, those are the guys that might have a shot at an overall win today if Moto 2 goes well. Let's send it down to Aaron Bates for the Progressive pre-race report.
Kevin Windham received a call from factory Red Bull Honda 3 weeks ago to be the replacement rider for injured Davi Millsaps for the final 6 races. Kevin's got a lot of accolades on his motocross career list, including 9 450 wins and 7 250 wins, but his career didn't start off on the right foot. Most people think that his very first pro race was at Mount Morris or High Point back in '94, but it was actually at Gatorback in March 16, 1994, where his result was a 17th place, and he said there's a reason why nobody remembers, because he's trying to forget it himself. He rode with a lot of great guys, a lot of accomplished riders like Damon Huffman, Doug Henry, along with Eric Kehoe as well. But, you know, those guys have moved to different paths outside of different lifestyles, and Kevin Windham, 16 years later, continues to race. But I have to say, I noticed, Jeff Emming, you were there racing, and you actually won. Now you're in the broadcast booth. Why didn't they give you a call? Did they lose your number?
I think so, yeah. They know that I'm getting old, starting to turn on 40 here this year, but just incredible, a career for Kevin Windham. It's great to have him back along with the number 9 of Ivan Tedesco.
He's been around a long time if he was back around when you were winning races.
And so, keys to the race for Ivan Tedesco. First moto did not go well, so he's going to have to keep it on 2 wheels here. Let's look at the track map.
That was
here
our
from
Rocky
Millville.
Mountain keys to the race. Yeah, go ahead with the track map, Jeff.
Okay, start. Got to get that. Get down here through the sand whoops. Now they're getting deep. Going to be really tough. Hit the hill sections. Down the hill. Really tough uphill double. Some more drop-offs. Some more Supercross jump through here. Up the final turn, or final hill, excuse me, onto the finish line.
That's a lap here at Millville. We are ready to go racing. Remember, Dungey has the first moto victory. And we'll see how some of the riders returning, such as Windham, also Tommy Hahn back in action after a foot injury suffered in Colorado, are going to fare here in their return to the series. Let's go racing. Thought it might be Windham again, but it's going to be Andrew Short with yet another hole shot. He's gotten a ton of them this year.
And look on the outside is the 46 of...
Yeah, Ryan Sipes. My mistake. He actually beat Short to the line and has the hole shot. But look at Ben Townley. He's trying to get by them both on the 101, Jeff.
Townley's got it. He goes to the lead in Moto 2.
Townley not messing around. He's got Sipes behind him and then Short. And I believe Tommy Hahn had a good start, and we're waiting on Dungey. Dungey just got by Hahn. So Dungey's up to 4th.
Look at this shot here in the sand whoops. These riders have not got the start that they wanted. This track is going to beat them up for the next 35 minutes.
BT 101 is number 1 right now, and Short gets back around Sipes. Sipes has been pretty solid this year in the Moto Concepts machine. Dungey's still holding off Hahn, but Hahn's racing him. And then Windham. Massive jumps here at Spring Creek, and they've peaked these things out, make them even bigger this season.
And Townley came up a little bit short there, but here's a look down this downhill. Watch how rough it's getting now, and you notice they put a little bit of water down, so have to be a little bit careful on the first lap here, just to check out where the slick spots are, find out where all the bumps are. I believe Dungey made a mistake heading up the hill.
Look at Short going together with Townley. There was one run they wanted, and Townley looks over and says, "What are you doing?"
Townley absolutely slams Andrew Short to keep the lead. And watch Short, he was going back after it. He is fired up.
Well, they're both on Hondas, but they're both on separate teams, so they don't have to be that nice to each other, but don't mess around too much. Here comes Sipes. And you're right, a mistake by Dungey, and Windham has gotten by the number 5.
How about it, Kevin Windham? Second moto back now, right inside the top 5. I mean, does this guy know how to do motocross or what? I mean, he just picks right up, even after having a few months off from the end of the Supercross Championship.
Yeah, he's here riding Davi Millsaps' bike. Davi is injured, but he's here today checking out the races. Good to see Davi getting around. Look at Sipes going after Short for second. And Townley hoping to take advantage of that action and maybe move away.
Well, we haven't seen Ryan Sipes ride at this pace and this far up into the leaderboard in a while. So you can see right now, with 1 lap in the books, he's really just giving it 100% effort to try to keep that Yamaha up into the top 5.
Man, we have seen some great battles between a couple of the Honda guys the last couple of races. Townley and Short. Also Brett Metcalfe, but Metcalfe a little bit further back. He's 10th after lap 1. Short wants to lead.
And Metcalfe, horrible first moto.
Yep.
Just not exactly how he wanted to start today.
Here goes Short again. Is he going to make the pass? Side by side into the infamous Millville sand whoops. Who's going to get to the line? They all want to go outside here in this right-hand turn. Short goes to the inside, doesn't work out.
And that right-hand turn, there was a big jump, a big half jump on at the end of those whoops. They actually cut that down in between motos.
Jeff, here comes Dungey. He has gotten around both Windham and Sipes. Sipes must have made a mistake. He's dropped from 3rd to 5th. But the shark in the waters, it's Dungey. You gotta be worried. Even if you're in front, you know you're going to have to hear from that guy by the time the race is over.
Well, great ride there. Look at the top of your screen on that yellow and black Rockstar Suzuki. That's Tommy Hahn.
Townley is down. Townley is down. He's off the side of the track. I don't know if you saw it on the left side of the screen, and that has been the problem for Townley all year. These little mistakes. The speed has been there.
It certainly has, but and he has not wanted to settle for anything except for first. He has just thrown caution to the wind and going for it. He had a great start. See if we can find out exactly what happened there. As you take a look at Kyle Regal here on the privateer Honda, has made his way past Tommy Hahn. So Regal, who has shown just so much talent and speed here in the premier class of motocross, basically coming out of nowhere, really within the last year into the motocross scene, and now here he is running 5th against the top riders in the world.
And one other rider we need to look for, second in Moto 1, Josh Grant, 12th at the end of lap 1 here. So it's all going Ryan Dungey's way, except for the fact that he is not leading this race, but he's made up a couple of positions very quickly. Townley went off the track. He got around Sykes and Windham. One man left in his sights, Andrew Short. Here comes Windham in 3rd.
Well, and I think the real battle this moto that we need to pay attention to is Dungey and Short. Yes, they're in 1st and 2nd, but Short is trying to get the monkey off of his back. He's trying to finish off motos that he's kind of got the Achilles heel is not being able to finish these off and win it, but he's going to have 100% effort now.
Check out what it's like to get a good start here at Millville. Dan Reardon at the helmet cam. He gets edged out. That's quite a ride. Stay with us. One-stop shop for parts, apparel, and accessories. Get ready. Well, a river runs through it, or at least a creek. That is Spring Creek, right next to the racetrack here in Millville, Minnesota. Andrew Short, Ryan Dungey battling for the lead.
Hey, and you talk about getting ready right now. Get ready for a battle here, because I got a feeling Short is gonna. He's been fired up here today, and he has. I spoke to him after Redbud, and I said, "What's the deal?" You know, he says, "You know, I just get up there and I make some mistakes." So he's going to try not to make the mistakes. Hold on to the lead here.
It's going to be tough. Yeah, Dungey is about to force his way through it. He grabs the lead from Short. And if you're Andrew Short, that's something that has just happened too many times this year. So, Dungey, can he put the distance between himself and Short? And man, every time these guys think they have Dungey in their sights, something goes wrong. Ben Townley goes down while leading. Bad start for Josh Grant.
Well, and the difference was last lap, Ryan Dungey just turned the fastest lap by far of the moto at 2:09.9. Short was a 2:12.1. So that's the difference. 2 seconds. He was behind. Now he's in front. And the problem is that he's capable now of setting the fastest laps. And there's a good chance that he's going to wheel away from everybody else here unless Andrew Short can regain, you know, mentally gain his composure and put on one heck of a charge.
Well, that is the question with Short. Is it physical or is it mental? Him losing ground like this early in the races, he's very fast. Then what happens?
Well, mental. And what he has to do right now is he has to follow Dungey's lines and try to find out where he was making time. Now here's your Geico moment right here. Watch Dungey just carve the inside line as Short leaves it open. Finds a little groove and just total commitment. Made sure he stayed out of Short's line, jumped right to the middle. Champions just make it look easy at times.
That's what Dungey has done. You know, there hasn't really been a moment, I'd say, this year where he's done something unbelievably spectacular that has just blown minds. He has just been solid. Every moto, every line, every lap, very few mistakes. It's not like Dungey's been going out there and jumping things people weren't willing to jump or anything like that. He's just been in the right place at the right time. We got a battle. Windham on the full factory Honda and the full privateer of Regal meeting here in a battle for 3rd.
How about at the 14 and the 41?
I think reverse numbers too, reverse everything. Regal just getting started in this game. Windham, the oldest man on the track here, one a privateer, one a factory guy, and one on number 1-4 and one at number 4-1. Look how it works out on the track, about the same.
Well, and it's interesting because there's a lot of great riders here that guys like Grant, Metcalfe, Townley, Tedesco, these guys are buried back in the pack, and these were some of the favorites from earlier today before we even started the first moto. Kevin Windham, of course, just came through and just doing what he always does, right? Got a great start, riding solid, riding well within himself, hitting a couple extra little bumps there that probably he would have rather not, but smooth sailing for Kevin Windham once again.
How about this? In his return to the series, the 32-year-old might just finish up on the podium. Kevin Windham, what a great career, what a great story that this guy has put forward in the last 16 years as a pro. Here's more on K-Dub.
Well, I got the call from Eric Kehoe and said that they would love to have me out here, and wasn't doing much, hanging out with the family and you know, riding wakeboard a lot. And I thought it would be fun. You know, it was a good opportunity for me. It's you know, they needed someone to fill the position. It was you know, when I really got to think about it, it was like, you know, good for them, good for me, and hopefully good for the fans. You know, I'd like to be out here. It's gonna be tough. I got the call 3 weeks ago, and you know, I've been doing all I could to get ready. But these guys are been rocking and rolling for a few weeks now, and I'm obviously behind the curve right now.
I think it's really good. I think he's been wakeboarding, and I feel like if he's going to do something X-game-ish, that he just should come out to the Nationals and show everybody what he can do on a motorcycle.
The Geico Powersports Honda team, we work pretty close with this team here, so the relationship's there. It's been there for years, and you know, it's almost like a homecoming. It feels really good to be here.
What's interesting about that, Windham actually rode for the factory Honda team 98, 99, and 2000. And 10 years later, he's riding for them again, although he did just get passed by Regal on the Merge Racing Honda.
Well, let's take a look at that pass here. See, here's in the sand whoops, Regal takes the outside line. I watch him just hammer the throttle. Windham stays around the inside, but oh, look at the line.
Wow.
See this jump right there. I haven't seen anybody do that. Here's a second look as he jumps over this steep jump. What a line for Regal. Wow.
I'll take a lot out of you. That's a hard landing to put up into the face of that.
Yeah, but I tell you, it's great to hear Kevin. He's out here racing for fun. It's good for the fans. And I wasn't clear what Dottie was saying about Kevin wakeboarding, if he's going to do motocross or, you know, Moto X or wakeboarding in the X Games. Did you?
But she's saying if you're going to do an action sport, get off the wakeboard, get on a motorcycle, make us some money. And he's still solid right now, but he is behind Regal, who is running for a podium spot in this moto. Oh, Regal goes down. Well, he had to go back to the inside of that corner because he didn't need to pass Windham this time. That was not where he was the previous lap, and it cost him. So now back to business for Regal. He's got to get these guys again.
And that's good news for Kevin Windham, because with the 5th in the first moto, setting in second now, or I'm sorry, 3rd in the second moto. Not sure how the points are going to shake out here. We still got 18 minutes plus 2 laps to go, but could be good for an overall for Windham.
Let's get the radar out here. You saw Josh Grant, Mike Alessi go by. Then it's Ryan Sipes and Brett Metcalfe we see for the first time today, and the 55 of Kyle Chisholm. So there's some battles out here inside the top 10. Well, this is good stuff. Not too far from Rochester, Minnesota, the home of the famous Mayo Clinic. That's the town where everybody hangs out here outside of the track in Millville. And Ryan Dungey, the home track specialist, continues to lead the way. Wednesday night, Speed Prime Time hits the gas with a series premiere of Stealth Rider, followed by a sneak peek at the new season of Pink Soul Out. And it's a series premiere of Intersections, 3 great original series beginning Wednesday night at 8 Eastern only on Speed. Ryan Dungey leads the way. Here's Kevin Windham back in action. He's got a fight on his hands, though, from the number 10 of Tommy Hahn, who's also back, although Hahn only missed 1 race. Redbud with injury. Windham hasn't been here for the first 6 rounds.
And look at Hahn. He is all over that Suzuki right now. Let's see if he can pull the same move. No, but he is definitely riding at a much higher intensity level than what Windham is. He's going to get him right here on the outside.
Windham just controlling the insides, and Hahn's going to make it work. Uh-oh, Ivan Tedesco, another rider who is back in action after an injury, in this case from Supercross. Did not finish Moto 1, and it looks like he is not going to finish Moto 2.
Gonna be frustrating for the number 9 there, Hot Sauce. But look at the battle here as Windham, blister and all.
Comes back, yeah, at the end of the first moto, he showed us a giant blister on his thumb.
Just from Moto 1.
Yeah, and fighting back here and making a pass on Tommy Hahn despite that here in Moto 2.
Well, that's the thing with Kevin here, is as he knows how to ride these motos and to remain calm and not use his energy and try to be efficient. Hahn right there was really brought the intensity level up and was super aggressive. But Kevin just floated right on by. Possibly could have been a mistake by Tommy Hahn. But, oh, that was close.
They almost came together. Don't make too many mistakes, Windham. You'll get run into by Hahn. Hahn is suffering from both a bad shoulder and a bad foot, but he says it's just pain. Nothing more than that.
And nothing more than pain. No big deal.
Yeah, it's weakness leaving the body, right? Here we go. Around the outside, he passes Windham for the second time this lap. Nice job.
I like that. Weakness leaving the body.
I stole that from the Armed Services. And he has stolen the pass from Windham, so that should put Hahn into a podium position, 3rd place in this moto. And remember the last time he was racing with us in Colorado, he had a 3rd in the first moto there before twisting his foot and getting hurt in the second moto. So it's pretty much as close to picking up where you left off as you can get.
Wow, look at the track. Watching it come down through here. Look at the bike just jumping around. Windham darts to the outside, trying to find some smooth line, but then that leads into the inside, and all the bumps are on the inside. So that section has always been, it seems to shape up the same. Ever since my first year here was 89, so it's been the exact same. You know, it's just nowadays I think everyone's going a whole lot faster.
Here's your next battle. Regal, who had gotten a 3rd and then went down. Under pressure from Josh Grant, this next left-hand turn, that is where Regal fell a few laps ago. Let's go down to Aaron with more on the 33. Aaron?
During Moto 1, Josh Grant kept saying how excited he was about getting a good start. He said if anything, anywhere in the top 5 is great for him. Well, unfortunately, he ended up 3 minutes late showing up to the start gate, so he was offered last gate.
Wow, yeah, that's what happens. When that gate is closed, you're done. You forfeit your gate position if you're late.
Into the staging area, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you give up your good gate pick. Josh should have had the 2nd gate selection based on being the 2nd fastest in qualifying today.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is that the Motocross de Nation, if you don't get into that staging area within 10 minutes, I believe it is, you don't race.
Wow.
Out. So, yeah, it's serious business to get everybody sorted before the start of the race. But I'll tell you what, Kyle Regal, still after that fall, he's still putting in a fantastic ride.
We've seen Regal do that a few times this year, where he's fallen down and then got back up and was able to get right back in that pace. And Jeff, you said it before, that's really difficult to do.
Well, it's a rider that's hungry, along with number 5. He's hungry for another championship.
And another win in front of the home state fans. The Millville folks are getting everything they want. Some domination so far from the number 5. Let's see if he can hang on. There are many, many contenders in this 450 class. But it seems like every time they get a hook in Ryan Dungey, he's able to get back away from guys like Ben Townley, Josh Grant. They've shown flashes of brilliance, but they're not able to stop him today. Ryan Dungey leading the way here at Millville, Minnesota. You go back to 2006. Made his professional debut here. Wasn't too much hype around this kid really coming out of the amateur ranks, but he was in the top 10 in both motos. That was solid on the 250 back then.
Yeah, and when Roger DeCoster and Team Suzuki signed him, he was actually a B rider, amateur.
Yeah, he had one level to go as an amateur that he hadn't even gotten to yet. They just skipped that.
On my radar, he basically had some sort of stealth thing going on, because when he signed with Suzuki, I'd never even heard of him.
Yeah.
And I've been in motocross my whole life. But certainly he is a beacon in the sport now, because especially in the last year, after a very challenging, 2.5 years in his first 2.5 years as a professional, he had some high highs and low lows, but it built the character in him, and it built a desire and the determination that we're finally starting to see. And I think that another 5-10 years from now, we're going to go, wow, this guy is one of the best ever.
Yeah, these guys,
this is the start of it.
Could have a real problem on their hands when you think about the fact that he is only 20 years old. He won't turn 21 until the end of the season, I believe in November. So this guy's got a lot of years in front of him, and at this rate, a lot of wins.
Well, here's your progressive whole shot replay, and it looked like the 14 in the center of your screen was maybe going to grab the second one, but it was the teammate of Andrew Short on the Red Bull Honda that comes across the stripe first.
Yeah, but look around the outside. That was Sipes that was able to tuck it in there and challenge him. They give the nod to Sipes, and then Short to get the lead right back there. But, hey, either way, the goal is to start up front. Sipes did, made a few mistakes, went backwards. Short was able to take advantage and lead for a little while. Dungey got him.
So you just seen Ryan Dungey, the 5 go by. There's some of the lapped riders that are getting through here, and it's going to be a struggle for those guys because the bike's not working quite right, a little bit tired, not quite hitting your lines. Makes for a long day.
This is
There you go. There's second place.
Wow. 5 seconds a lap faster, Dungey is going, than Andrew Short. 2:12 to 2:17 the last time around. Short might have company on his hands. You got Hahn, Windham, Regal, Grant, and even Mike Alessi not too far back. So Short's got to finish strong.
And that really is the story. Dungey's last lap was a 12. His best was 2:09. Everybody else are basically, they're faster than 2:11.
Kyle Regal in third again. How about this? And where did Tommy Hahn go? And Regal has gotten around Windham several times. This kid, I'm impressed by that. Several times I mentioned already this year, we've seen him go down, get right back up, pick up where he left off.
Top of your screen there is the running order. Last time around, Tommy Hahn was in 14th, and here's why.
Aaron, what's happening down there?
Frustrating news for Tommy Hahn. Tommy, take us through what's going on. It looks as though you've got a front tire change happening.
A flat front tire at the finish line. Crashed pretty hard, but they're fixing now. I need to get back out there.
How discouraging is this when it's your first race back?
I don't know what you said. I wasn't hearing.
How discouraging is this your first race back?
I'm so pissed. I mean, I had a podium wrapped up again.
Regroup. Good luck to you.
Yeah, I know what he's saying. He rode very well the last time he raced in Colorado and felt like he had a podium. And might have had the speed for that again today. He was up to third in the moto. And now going to get back out there just to get some laps in.
So disappointing, but still on the track. The 14 of Kevin Windham now. Smooth and steady, consistent. Starting to have some energy, some speed left over here. He's the third fastest rider on the track right now. Dungey was 2:12, Regal 2:13, and Windham at 2:15.
So Regal and Windham, this could be a tussle for the overall podium. It's all sorts of mixed up with Josh Grant, who is second in the first moto. Grant right now is in fifth. Regal was eighth in Moto 1, is second right now. Windham was fifth in Moto 1, is third at the moment. So it's fourth, sorry, in that first moto. So no, he's fourth in this one and fifth in the first one. So you do that math, it's going to be a wild scramble to finish on the podium in this one. And these guys all want that. Whether you're a privateer or a factory rider, that's one thing you agree on. You want the exposure for whoever is backing you. So Regal and Windham still digging deep through the sand wash here at Millville, while Dungey and Short hold them off. He was Minnesota's finest, a fierce warrior on the track and a legend in the sport. Donnie Schmidt won a 125 Supercross title and several AMA Motocross races before heading to Europe in pursuit of a world title. And amazingly, in his first year there, he won the 1990 125 World Championship and followed it with a 250 World title, further cementing his status as one of the all-time greats. Donnie retired before the 1996 season and tragically died of a rare blood disease in January of that year. His legacy lives on here at his home track in Millville, Minnesota. Good times here at Spring Creek Motocross Park in Millville, Minnesota. Make a weekend of it. They race amateur races on Friday and Sunday, mini bike races, or just come out and camp. Kids got plenty to do, not just bikes, but Spring Creek's got a nice little sand wash down there for the people to have fun in. And, hey, motocross terms, this is big time. It's our Hollywood. This is the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship.
Well, and no bigger star here at Millville than the 5 of Ryan Dungey. Once again, he's just dominating the second moto, but behind him, Short's falling off the pace, and Regal and Windham are really closing up to battle for that second spot. But you're going to have to go 31.2 seconds back and possibly more now that we've had another 3/4 of a lap to find Andrew Short, who is way off the pace from Ryan Dungey. I mean, just incredible ride from the local star.
Yeah, you see some of these guys that are circulating a little bit further back, like Tommy Hahn, who just went by. We saw Hahn was in the pits with a flat front tire earlier. And look at this. Kyle Regal has made the pass on Andrew Short, and this guy had already gone down earlier in this moto. Jeff, take us through the pass.
Kyle Regal's got this hot line through the opening part of the sand whoops, but watch how he stays on the gas around the outside. Wow. Short just choosing the short line, but it did not work out for him as he got the short into the stick.
Very nicely said. Now, how about Regal? He is exactly that right now. He has gone past both factory Honda riders to move into second with a crash in between.
Hey, this is a strong ride. It is hot. It is humid. The track is rough and gnarly. Look at that. They have to wheelie down the straight just to get over some of those holes. He's riding a privateer Honda, and he's out there putting in such a strong ride. And this is what this young man has always been able to do, is have a moto. He hasn't been able to put everything together yet. He's still a fairly young guy, okay, but certainly shown that when it comes to motocross, that this kid has got some serious talent.
Yeah, only got to race Supercross a few times this year. Was in the lights class. Did okay, but then parted ways with the Valley Motorsports, the Yamaha team he was on. And then he took the rest of Supercross off and focused on this. But I believe he's only 18 years old. That's one thing that's hard to imagine, how young he is and how fast, determined he is at such a young age.
And hey, there's guys like Grant, Metcalfe, Townley that are running 5, 6, and 7. And look at the event points. That's going to put Regal up into 4th, just ahead of the veteran Kevin Windham.
Yeah, that'll push Windham back to 5th overall. So right now, Short and Grant still have a shot at the overall podium today. They are definitely making the math difficult on us. And there are some battles. You go back to Grant, Metcalfe, Townley, 5th, 6th, 7th. The positions could still change. So if you're Windham or Regal, you're not out of the hunt for the podium overall quite yet. Or things could change if Short continues to go backwards. He was in the lead, now it was 2nd, now he's 3rd.
Well, speaking of backwards, you see just the yellow bike there, the tandem Tommy Hahn. We saw what happened to him in this moto. I cannot imagine how frustrating it is to be trying to claw your way up to the podium, working hard during the week, all the training, practicing, dedication, diet, you know, and then to have a mechanical like that and a flat tire. It doesn't happen that often these days. Maybe back in the days, but not lately. And so that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, a lot of the bikes, they run a moose tube. Explain what that is. That prevents flex altogether. They actually put a moose in there. Wow. They shape it. Something for the hunters. It's a foam inner tube that cannot go flat. But a lot of the riders will say that they like the way the bike feels with the traditional rubber and pneumatic.
Yeah, and that's always been the balance. There's a full moose that basically has no air, no tube inside of it. And then there's like different stages with actually an inner tube wrapped by foam around the outside so that it cannot get punctured.
So Windham goes by. He's next. Still has a shot at the podium here, depending on what happens if he can catch Short. Then we see Josh Grant, who was 2nd in the first moto, 5th place now. That would be 3rd overall if things stay where they are at the moment. But I don't know, the way this moto has gone, you cannot, even with only 2 laps to go, you see the countdown clock at the top of the screen, even with only 2 laps to go, things can change.
Yeah, this would be a frustrating moto for Grant. He's put down a great effort right now, but not the way that he wanted to end the day here at Millville.
Yeah, he said he had spent the weekend off basically focusing on getting a good start. Didn't get one this time. Such a great day at the races at Spring Creek. The fans are having a great time, and they're going to celebrate because their man Ryan Dungey is headed to victory. Stay tuned. Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship continues. Jason Wygant, Jeff Emig, and Aaron Bates here to give you the call. Ryan Dungey out front.
And yes, that is Dungey way out front. Just putting a hurting on the rest of the field, and he is just motoring along, and with each race it seems like he's gaining more and more confidence, and you have to wonder if he's preparing himself for the return of James Stewart.
We are hearing that James Stewart, who was undefeated in this series in 2008, won every single moto and then did not race last year, hasn't raced so far this year, was out with a wrist injury, will possibly be returning last couple of rounds. And I hear Kawasaki guys say even Ryan Villapoto wants to try to get a race in before the series is up.
And what will be interesting is that if Dungey is going after the ultimate goal of winning AMA Supercross and AMA Motocross in the premier class in his rookie season, nobody's ever done that. Okay. Time those guys get in the field, does he need to beat those riders to win the championship? Does he take any off? I think strategically, when you are looking at a career, that if you're at your peak and they're coming off of an injury, you go for the jugular. You do not allow them any, you go out there and you hammer these guys because you are the champion or on your way to being the champion. And mentally, that could be a huge battle. I mean, you know, a huge obstacle. And that's talking about the rest of their career. That's the middle game.
Well, I would think that they want to do the same thing to him. If you're Stewart and Villapoto, you want to race this guy to let him think about you for next year. Dungey at Millville, he loves this place and they love him. Let's talk about what it's like to be the home state guy at Spring Creek.
Going into Millville, I guess I really enjoy going back there because I grew up racing there. It's my, kind of really close to my hometown, and know a lot of people. So that's, a lot of great people there. And I think Millville also too is they got that long start and also the long whoop section. I think everybody is that's kind of like what Millville's known for, is the sand wash, and they do a good job running the show. And they also got really good moisture there too. I think they haul in sand every year, and they do it up really good. So I think just going back there, it's fun too. So.
And here is Josh Grant. Unbelievable. He and Ben Townley are now battling, but that is for 5th. That would be Townley. 6th now Grant. Yeah, and these guys could have won this thing.
Yeah, that's Townley after that crash moving forward past Josh Grant. So just demoralizing the Yamaha rider there. This is an unbelievable ride for the 101. And it's going to be frustrating now for Josh Grant because you notice he's really off the pace right now, trying to pull a tear off or something there, but definitely not at the intensity level that he should have been.
Well, we've seen it time and time again in practice or even early in the first moto, all the way to the end of the first moto. These riders are able to challenge Dungey, but by the end of the day, the end of the second moto, there have not been many challengers left, and that is the case once again here at Millville, Minnesota. This is incredible. He is going to take his 6th straight victory, and we've only raced 7 times this year. And this might be the sweetest of all because it's in front of the home state folks. Ryan Dungey headed to victory lane at Millville. This is just a celebratory lap.
Yeah, and if you can win anywhere, it's got to be at your hometown track here with all the local knowledge and everything. But, I mean, he's in a position now where, he's prepared to win each and every moto that he enters. And the days don't always start out like that. It's all each race, there's like a clean slate. Everyone's encouraged. Everyone comes out and turns fast lap times in the opening rounds of qualifying practice. They get good starts in the motos. But like you said, it's Dungey. He really has established himself as the strongest and fastest rider.
Well, how much of this straight up just comes down to being fit? I know that this guy is ridiculous with the training, and it seems to show in the latter stages of the day.
Yeah, and he's self-motivated too. At times he's had guidance. He's at one point been at the Stewart compound. At one point, is in Florida with Carmichael Group and all that. And he learns a lot. He's a sponge. He absorbs it, and he's putting it all to good work right now.
Yeah, he doesn't have an official trainer of record. He knows what he needs to do, and he's been building and building and building on this. And here it is. Ryan Dungey wins here in his home state of Minnesota. Welcome back, kid. 6 straight overall victories and an even larger championship lead. Welcome back. Big celebration here at Millville, Minnesota. We've got a podium coming up soon, but before we do that, let's show you how we determine who got on the podium with the racing today. That's the Lucas Oil race recap. Starts with Andrew Short and Ryan Sipes battling for the whole shot. Sipes is going to edge him across the whole shot line, but Short would quickly get the lead. And then Ryan Dungey goes on the attack, Jeff.
Yeah, watch this move on the inside right here. Just committed to staying on the throttle, takes the lead, and just checks out.
Kyle Regal would fight past Kevin Windham and then go down. He had to fight back to try to get himself in a podium position. At that point, Short was running in 2nd, Windham was 3rd, and Tommy Hahn was 4th, and he ran into trouble with a flat front tire.
Yeah, Hahn gets a flat front, actually goes down in the finish line turn, but just another frustrating day for him, but not for the number 5 of Ryan Dungey.
Yeah, he wins in front of his home track fans. And we'll show you the results. And that's basically been the battle this year. Who's going to finish behind Dungey? He gets the win, but what's so impressive is the man that was able to charge through to finish 2nd, and that was the 41 of Regal, the privateer.
Just such an impressive ride here for Kyle Regal. That was awesome.
Unbelievable. Let's go down to the podium with Aaron.
The home state hero does it again in dominating fashion. Ryan, what does this mean to you to come out? Not only did you start your career here in the 250 class, now you just pulled it off again in the 450 class in front of all your family and all your friends.
Well, it's a long road. My family and my mom and dad, everybody, all of my family members and the man above, my team. It takes so many people to just get here, and I'm just really thankful for the position I've been put in. And You know, the 1-1 on the day in the home state feels great. You know, I came in and that's what I wanted in the end, but you know, just had to let it come. But just I gotta thank everybody and all these fans out here. They're just amazing. Thank you.
Congratulations once again on extending your points lead.
All right, so Dungey did well in his home state. Then we're going to go to the Pacific Northwest next. We'll show you in our Toyota moving forward schedule. We'll be in Washougal, Washington with a live show, 7 p.m. Eastern next weekend. Then we'll be at Unadilla, New York for another live show. That's an NBC. And then Southwick, Massachusetts, Delmont, Pennsylvania. There's only one more race after that, the finale in Pala. So 5 races left. Can anyone beat Dungey at all?
It'll be tough.
And he went out 11 out of 12. I don't know. There's a lot of competitors out there that want to end this win streak. They couldn't get him in his home state of Minnesota. They'll try again next week in Washington. Great rides of the day for a couple of Honda guys like Windham, Short, and Regal. We'll be back to wrap it up. After this, the celebration, meanwhile, it's already begun for the Dungey family. Ever. Beautiful Spring Creek. They've got a beautiful creek and a beautiful Spring Creek motocross park track here. Ryan Dungey wins the overall on that track today. Andrew Short is going to edge Kyle Regal on the podium, and Kevin Windham just misses in 4th. Still not bad for his first race back. Let's go down to Aaron Bates with our 2nd overall finisher on the podium.
Consistency once again pays off for Andrew Short. Andrew, it seems as though Ryan Dungey is in dominating fashion right now. What is it that you can do to try to stop him?
I don't know. You know, for the first half of the season, he seemed like he was just consistent, not that special, but for the whole moto. And today, man, I think he was special. He was on it. Got to keep getting good starts and trying to put myself in a good position to beat him, but he was pretty unstoppable today.
Congratulations once again. Your 6th whole shot of the season and making it back up here on the box.
Fuel your passion for AMA racing between events with Speed.com and Speed Mobile. Get expert analysis, the latest stats, results, videos, and the latest news posted as soon as they become available. Get more at Speed.com or m.speed.com on your mobile phone. And back to the podium with Aaron.
There's something about the hotter the conditions, the nastier the conditions, the more you seem to excel. Kyle, what is it? This track, a lot of guys have been saying, resembles Texas with the heat and the humidity. What is it that seems to master that with you?
I just train really hard, and I'm in Texas down there in camp, so it's hot every day. I train every day, 30-minute moto, so I'm prepared for this kind of stuff, and it's, I don't know, tough for me at the other races when everybody can go the whole distance. We're just going to work on the bike a little bit, maybe get up here a couple more times before the end of the season.
Congratulations on your hard work paying off.
Yeah, hard work for sure. He'd been a little inconsistent, but he is a privateer, and he is only 18 years old, so you look at the points, he's only 8th. But he's shown he's got the speed to mix it up with everybody, at least maybe not the number 5 who's out front, but
yeah, look at this here.
Yeah.
89 points. Massive.
I don't even know what to say. And Chad Reed, meanwhile, doesn't finish first moto, doesn't race the second moto with a neck injury. He drops all the way back to 6th. It's all going wrong for all of the riders pretty much except the number 5, and he just keeps on rolling.
Well, and Kevin Windham just missed out on being up here on this podium, but you got to say that was a victory for Andrew Short, the victory for Kyle Regal to be on the podium, and of course, reigning Supercross champion, reigning 250 motocross champion.
Yeah.
He's got that look about him, right?
Yeah, and it's a victory for the fans, too, because, hey, if he's going to win 5 in a row, you certainly want him to win the 6th when we come to the home track. So they're definitely happy about what they got to see.
Yeah, well, next week, once again, everybody starts with a clean slate for the day, and that's how you have to look at it if you're everyone except for Dungey.
For Aaron Bates and Jeff Fabing, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for joining us here at Spring Creek, and congratulations to the home track favorite Ryan Dungey with another overall victory.